Alright, here we are at DDH. I'm gonna show you guys kind of a speed run with 5 people. I'm currently on the Stormbringer as well. If you see the game pause, it's probably because I'm doing it. I'm on her, so it kind of pauses when I switch credits. Anyways, I'm tanking, and we're currently doing the colors boss. You can make sure you tank if you hit extreme poison before anyone has done anything. If you don't have a healer in the squad, that helps it so that you can maintain aggro. And no one else has to die, because I take very little damage from this boss, which is kind of nice. I'm taking a little bit more than I remember. But it could just be my wrong chart or something. I've never done this before, as you guys have probably seen if you see my other videos. I've never done a live commentary of an instance, or really anything. I'm usually, in chat with other people, but today I'm just running with some randoms. I've been running with them a couple times already. We know each other pretty well. Most people know how I run instances. And we've already talked about what we need to do, so there's not going to be a lot of chat required. So this is the colors boss. What we're doing right now is we assign colors to every person. I'm red, the assassin is yellow, the BM's blue, and the wizard is green. And what the objective of this section is, this is the first boss, is that you need to pull things of your color into the colored circles and kill them there. If you kill them outside, you don't get points, but we're trying to get all of this energy points in each color up to 700. You get 10 points per every kill. You don't lose any points for anything except for the black fairy. So it'll say a dark fairy has spawned in a little chat overlay, and when that happens we have to kill that, or it'll take about 50 points, I believe, from whatever color it hits. There's a couple tricks for the black fairy that I'll go over in a second. It's kind of hard to both talk and do this at the same time. I'm sure I'll get better at it as time goes on. But anyways, as you see, when I killed all those, my energy went up quite a bit. I'm trying to get to 700, because at 700, everyone in the squad gets a buff that it'll override the platoon combat potion, so it's pretty similar to the platoon combat potion. You deal a lot more damage. It's pretty quick if you can kill these quickly. Some people can't. This is Deicide mode, so these are a little bit stronger than normal mode, but they die very quickly compared to Judgment mode. So as you see right here, a dark fairy, kill the dark fairy, which erodes energy. That's gonna spawn, and it always goes towards a color first, like towards blue, and then goes clockwise around the ring. So it'll go towards blue and then go to red, or it'll go towards red and then go to yellow, etc. all the way around. If you have 2 people on each side, you can pretty much cover the black fairies pretty easily. We have someone set, because this is 5-man and each person can solo a color. We've got a person set for black fairies, and that's Yukiara. I don't know if I'm saying that name right, but the Vino. She's got range skills and stuns. If you don't have a lot of damage to kill them quickly, you want to stun them, not immobilize. If you immobilize them, they move really quickly the distance that they should have gone if they hadn't been immobilized. So you gotta be careful about that. I have 710 energy, so I am going to stop killing the red things because I don't need to. I'm gonna sit here, focus on tanking. I'm gonna make sure I have the right chart on. So we gotta switch my chart. And then it's gonna pause a little bit, I think, because I switched windows to bring Stella Water over. I put Stella. With 4-man, with 5-man, we have to make sure that we've got 2 people in each squad, so there'll be little overlaps. When the boss spawns, these colors will overlap, and I want to be in between yellow and red. To start out, I said left at colors the first time we ran, which means that whatever color it is, you'll rotate left and do yellow and red. If I said right, you'd be doing blue and red. I like left. It's obviously just preference, doesn't matter very much. So at this point we've got 30 seconds left, and I use a 15-second cooldown skill, and then I let everyone know that there's 15 seconds left. I guess it's 30 seconds, yeah. And let everyone know that there's 15 seconds left when that's off cooldown. And then I can wait until this is about halfway off, and then spark an ulti, which I'm going to do now. And that usually gives me the right time. And that's just, you know, your basic nuke. Boss is already dead. Very clean, very simple. There's no like overly strong people in this squad. I mean, everyone's, you know, plus 12, not fully plus 12, but at least plus 12 weapon with, you know, a card set. I don't think there are any normal portals. Yeah, pretty basic squad setup. Just make sure you have a DD. I like having a wizard because my my soul shatter can really help them deal a lot of damage. I don't worry such about that. So if I didn't have a wizard, that would be the squad I dropped if I want to do 4-man, just for, you know, more drops, which we've done a lot today already. It's a little bit, you know, less clean, and I've got to do a lot more work, so I don't really like it as much. But yeah, it's nice having a wizard. But if you want to do 4-man, that's what you drop. You need a sin for certain things, like Fire Boss, you have to have a sin. Today we have Dice, and I'll show you guys how Dice works. You have to have an SB, and all it works if you're trying to, you know, reduce the amount of people you have, because it's really only necessary for the last boss. So this is Dice. With Dice, you come in here, you kill these little question marks. There's nothing bad to them, you just kill them, and it'll spawn little things on the board. Each little button has different numbers. The objective is to get a little robot that'll spawn on the in button onto 2 different green batteries, like that. I'm asking to reset because it's a 1, and the dice is going to spawn as a 1. You guys will understand that later. And there's no possible way we can get this to start, which means we have to go around the whole board, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're actually not going to reset because the turnaround is 7 away. That'll be explained later. And so I'm guaranteed to be able to get the 7, and then I can come back, get that, and then this battery is on this side, so we're going to have to use the turnaround anyways if we went that way around. So we're going to go the short way around. So 7s are really important for this boss. The dice always spawns a right and up a right, or an up a right and an up, which means you can always get what's on the reverse face of the dice. And every dice in the world, you can add up the top and bottom face and there'll be 7. So 3 and 4, 2 and 5, 1 and 6, you can always get 7. So because of that, you want to make sure that you're 7 away from an item. So if I'm 7 away from this, I can guarantee that I can get this turnaround. So we're going to kill this right, and they usually assist attack me to make sure that they're killing the right one, because if we killed both rights at the same time, it would be very bad. So I kill these very quickly, but normally if they're killed a little bit slowly, you take a third of your HP, I believe, which for me is about 16k. I can regenerate that off BP, but the casters of my squad can't. I don't want them to waste their charm and die. Wait, who did that? Alright, I got totally distracted. We need a 1, which we can get. So yeah, I was distracted and I was already doing the right up right stuff. But that's okay. So there are different little dots that will give you different effects. The dot I landed on is a happy face, which means my energy, which is over here, that red number, the rate at which I gain that energy will be higher. We also just got the turnaround, so now we can switch directions. So blue arrows, switch directions, Happy face increases the energy I gain, decreases the energy I lose, or nullifies it. Let's see how many we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's dangerous. So let's get a 2. We'll get a 2. I can't be 7 away from the dice anymore because of my mistake. But I'll just have to fix that, which is totally doable. So now I'm just going to approach something slowly, so I'll have multiple chances of getting the right dice, because it's either right up right or up right up. And when you don't get the right dice, you can't get the side faces or the top faces. But see, we got energy, 1500 energy. That'll decrease the amount of health the boss has later, so it's very good to have energy. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get a 5. It's a sad face, but it's the safest thing. I don't like any of these things. Blues you avoid. Never hit a blue mob face. It'll spawn monsters which will take away all of your energy. Like I've had 1500 energy, or 15,000 energy and gone down to like 7,000 energy. If you're at 10,000 energy, nothing happens. The boss doesn't lose or gain HP. If you're above that, you gain HP, or if you're above that, the boss loses HP. If you're below that, the boss gains HP. I hit a sad face, which now if I land on a purple plus, I'll only get 500 energy, and if I land on a minus, I'll lose 1,000 energy. So I gotta be very careful about those. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a 4. I can't get it, so I'm gonna do 1, 2. I can't do a 3 because I can't do a 4. I have to do a 1, so we're gonna do a 1. But I just hit a sad phase, and now I'm gonna hit the 1, so I'm gonna lose a little bit of energy, but there's still a lot of board left, so I'll make it up. You can't expect to never lose energy. I mean, sometimes it just happens that you've got a cluttered board full of bad things. Alright. So I get that 1, and now I want to get a 3. So I need an upright right. It has to be an upright right. If I don't, then I'll get a 2, and that's okay. Unless I just got a 2. Wait. Upright right, we got it. That's what we needed. So, yeah, this will be fine. See, we're rotating our debuffs in order to maximize the efficiency in which we kill these, so that no one gets hit for 16k in my case, or a third of their HP in other cases. Alright, now we've got one of the batteries, and we need the other battery. There's a lot of pluses, which is why I didn't want the switch. This purple double arrow switches these places, so this would become a minus, this would become a plus. 1, 2, 3. We want energy, we're on a 3. Let's do a 4, so let's go right up right. Because a 4 will get me that energy, and that's fine with me. So I sack slash this one, do a lot of damage, and then I save my insta-chan for this one. Blade Affinity kills things very quickly. And we're back on the main dice. You have to keep hitting the main dice to get the dice to spawn, I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It might be on a timer, but I've never tried to check it. So since I'm on that sad face, I only got 500 energy for that one, but we're still going to keep gaining energy, so that's fine. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what I want. So we're gonna do up, right, up. I don't need to communicate with them because they'll just assist attack me. So there's really no worry about people killing the dice. But if you're in a squad where people don't know who's leading, try to designate a leader, and they'll make the decisions on what to kill, when to kill it. Or you can type upright up, URR, or upright. You can just type it in squad chat with whatever you want. All right, I want a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 3. That's what I want. So I'm gonna have a 4 and a 3. I show them which one I'm hitting. If you hit multiple dice, like if you aggro too many dice at a time, you'll start taking damage very quickly, because every time the dice decides to hit you for a third of your health, the other dice will as well, and it's very painful. I've seen people like, you know, full Serenity Seekers like Zhao Yun die to that because your Serenity doesn't matter. All that matters is your health, and that doesn't even matter. You're gonna take damage no matter what. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would have been better if I did 5, 2, 5. Now it's gonna be, now I'm gonna have to guess on luck, but I'm not super worried. There are turnarounds near the out, so if we have to take another shot, we can do it. But so what I'm thinking about right now is, if I had decided to do a 5 and gotten the plus, I don't know if I could have done a 5. I didn't even check. I was just looking at the 4. If I had done a 5, I would have been 2 or 5, and then I've been here 2, and then 5 again, and guarantee myself an out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Read a 5. We got it, so we're fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just want to make sure. All right, I got it. I was lucky. Didn't have to do any turnarounds. But that's basically how dice works. If you've never led one before, I would definitely recommend trying it out. It's a lot of fun. I love, like, it's probably my favorite little mini game. It's my favorite boss for sure. It can be difficult, but it's fun to test your ability to do this quickly. Alright, so that now gives us 12% less HP. So we're gonna go onto the boss. It doesn't really matter how you nuke this boss. All that matters is that there's a ring around it and your servant's back. It's gonna spawn 3 dice, one over here where I am, and one on the other side. Those 3 dice are gonna be up, right, and you're gonna have to make this go wherever there's a break in the seal. So once we DD enough, there'll be a break in the seal, and it'll go. So I'm just gonna ulti and spark, and they're gonna follow. But you might like count down or whatever. It's not a huge deal. If you DD or not, you just need to get a little bit of HP gone. Alright, so we have a 1. So I want to reset, but actually I don't want to. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna purposely fail. I'm gonna let them know we're failing. I'm gonna get a 6, and it's gonna go. It's not gonna be far enough, and we're just gonna have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna get a 6, and I'm gonna need a 2. So when it fails, it'll give you a debuff. You gotta avoid the red beam of death. That's gonna kill you. Let's see. I can get up, right. So that's what I'm gonna do to get the 2. It's 2 away. Alright, so when you fail, like what I just did, the dice will move, and then it'll pop up saying the number it got. It'll move those and say, what's her name? Kayla, but it's spelled with a C when it says it, is absorbing energy, and it'll pull you in, seal you, immobilize you, and then put this thing like what clerics have. It's a shield, it's absorbing damage, the boss isn't taking damage till we get it to disappear. The boss will also purge you and put on like the cooldown enhancement skill that increases the length of your cooldown. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, what are we at? We can't get it. So I want a 2, I can't get a 2. We can do a 1 and then a 2. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So this isn't the best dice right now. I'm kind of having to make stuff up. I'm kind of having to hope for things to happen. I'm about to die if this beam hits me, so I'm gonna spark it off. Which means I'm gonna be low on chi, which means you'll get to see me get the skill on me. Alright, I'm gonna get purged, or I could use my title, but I'll just let it happen. I'm gonna get purged, and It's probably gonna kill me. So you have this cooldown increasing skill on you. 1, 2. Let's see. Wow. Alright. I can't get that one either. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I want that? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might be better. Let's see, let's get the 5. Wait, I can't get the 5. I can get the 4. Where I just wasted my skill cooldown. Alright, I'm gonna get the 4 by doing right up. But I need to get rid of this cooldown skill, so I'm gonna use skills that I don't really need right now. I think it's this 4 or 5 skills that you have to waste. Alright. You know, sometimes we would just reset this boss, but we got so much HP off that the shield isn't as powerful. So I'm not super worried about the shield. Because sometimes that'll stack up. Like in JDH, and you get like 9,000 energy, you've got 400 million shields sometimes. It's absolutely insane. Alright, I want to avoid that. So now I avoided the purge and the cooldown skill thing. And I'm gonna get killed here. Nope, we're good. Alright, now I gotta do my job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. This is one of those frustrating runs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This happens sometimes. You just don't get the right dice. But can I get it close? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't get a 4. I'm gonna get a 3. 1, 2, 3. How do I get a 3? Right up, right. So now I want to make sure I have chi, because I don't want to get that skill cooldown thing on me, which means I'm going to need to spark the right time. You kind of get a feel for the time if you watch this, I guess. Alright. Guy comes. Stop Carol absorbing energy. That's when you spark. See, that's there. I'll still get purged, but I'm going to title it. Oh, I missed it. Hit the wrong skill. Alright, let's see. Fuck everything. Alright. That is why we don't try and show things. This is really hard. I've never had to talk at the same time as I do this. Alright. Gotta come back as fast as possible. I don't know if they're gonna try and do the dice without me. Yeah, I'd reset sometimes, but as you can see, every time I do the dice, the shield's already gone. So it's not a huge deal right now. Really hope the red beam doesn't spawn. Okay. It goes in a clockwise motion if you guys hadn't seen that yet. 1, 2. Up, right, right. Alright, we got it. Finally. Pop myself. Buff myself. Alright. And since I did it on a 2, which is why I was trying to get it 2 away, the next section is going to ask us to roll a 5 or better. If I can get a 6, I'm going to want it, and I'll explain that in a second. But if I can get but this guarantees that we'll at least pass the next section. If I can get a 6, I want it, because if I get a 6, that means I can guarantee that we're going to get out in 2 rounds with 1 fail, because we'll go to 1 and then we'll go back to the 6. And I'm totally fine with that. Alright, can we get the 6? We cannot get the 6, so we're going to go for the 5. And we'll hope we get the 6 next round, because there's 4 rounds. 2 on the board, even though that seemed like way more on the board, because that took forever. And then 2 where you have to get a 5 and then a 6. I like to get a 6 for the 5, and then a 6, a 1, and a 6 to guarantee we're going out. But now I gotta rely on RNG again. As you can see, I'm not really sparking, I'm not really trying to DD really quickly. It's not really necessary. I might sack slash, but for the most part, it's really just worrying about the dice. The boss itself doesn't take very long to kill. Jesus. Alright. 6. We need an upright. We need a right up. And we got the opposite of what we needed. So this is going to be pretty awful. Because now I have to rely on RNG again. And we're already failing. So, yeah. It doesn't really matter at this point what I roll. I'm not looking for anything in the future. As long as I... Yeah, it doesn't really matter what I'm doing now. I didn't even look at what this is going to give me. But I do want some chi. Alright, it's going to fail. Alright, I avoided the purge. That's good. Alright, now we just gotta DD this down. Let's see if we can get the 6. Can't get the 6 again. This is frustrating. Alright. I'm gonna go for the 4, because hopefully it doesn't do the same dice twice in a row. But you never know. This is when the shield could really start to beef up, because it'll give you a bigger shield the farther into the boss that you are. So like we have a 9 million shield right now, and we're about to get another one of those. Oops. Didn't warn anyone. But I can purify that debuff. Oh, I can't. Okay. Well, I didn't get purged, so we gotta use these skills again. Hopefully get the 6. We got the 6. No, we didn't. Yeah, we did. Up, right. Okay. Alright. I don't know why I opened all that up. Alright, I need to get this gone. I don't need this in up. Alright. Up, right. Let's get out of here. So as you can see, sometimes this can spiral off and be awful. You can always reset it if you want to just try over again. Some people reset if they aren't able to get the first round. But in my opinion, that's kind of useless. You should just see where you can go, because you can position the dice so you can automatically make yourself get a 6 on round 3, because that would be great. We have an 18 million shield. It's not terrible, but it's going to take a little bit to just DD through the shield. I don't know a whole lot about the shield mechanics. A cleric watching this might be able to tell me more. I don't know if you've done any tests. If anyone's done any tests with the shield, let me know, like, if debuffs increase, if sparking increases, because I have no idea. But I just normally build chi and spark again. See, I can pretty much perma spark with the glyphs I have right now. The glyphs I have right now are focused on getting myself chi as fast as possible. I guess it's good this hasn't been like a perfect run. Oh wow, why did this move with me? I think that was just a glitch. Shouldn't move with me. I don't know exactly what was going on there. I hope it's not glitched over here on this side, because I'm about to die. No, alright. Goes clockwise, I can just walk back into where I was. Spark. Sack slash. DD. As I normally would with a spark. This is just gonna be boring, chopping through our way through the shield. A 20 million shield isn't terrible. I've seen 400 million shields back when everyone ran JDH before the drop rates were nerfed. Pretty sure they were nerfed. I haven't run a JDH in months because DDH gives you quite a lot of 4s. I got 7 level 4s on our second to last run. Our last run was 2, so it can be kind of random. Regardless, I like this for money. I like it for just getting my glyphs to be better. It's a good instance, and I just like doing it. I like seeing how fast I can do it. Our fastest run was our last run, which is why I decided to record it. And now we've got an awful run. If you want to do a speed run, you don't want dice. Dice is a good way to slow you down. For speedruns, you want fire. We got fire, and did that in about, the whole run took about 14.5 minutes. We're almost there. Hopefully my sack slash will have cooldown by the time the shield's off. But it might not. We're at 2 million. So I don't take my SB in here because it's not really necessary. It might make shields disappear faster, but I don't really care. Alright, it's off cooldown. Usually when the shield has about, I don't know, 500k to go, I'll spark. Like right now. And the shield will usually be off by the time I'm ready to hit it. Yep, that was perfectly timed. Yeah, I mean the damage doesn't really matter. After you've gone through the crazy headache that is Dice Boss, the last, 20k of nuking doesn't really, or 20 seconds of nuking doesn't really make you feel bad. Whatever helps me with these chests. Alright, yes I do have pick all. I just got my normal portal card for the spend promo because I wanted it, so I got it. Alright, now on to my favorite section. I know I said Dice Boss is my favorite, but this is probably my favorite section because the first time I ran it, it was so hectic. We called this the corridor, and I'll explain it when we get there. So I'm going to move my SB up to this wall. We jump the wall by jumping on this little middle part. Everyone can get through and into the instance. Basically, you need ranged DDs. The Sin and the BM are not going to be very helpful, besides using immune pots. But that whole sphere that is around that, I'll walk up right to the edge. You can stand right here, but walking in that sphere is instant death. So what we do is I'm going to get chi, make sure I have full chi, put debuffs on, and then I'm going to dig on Stella water and let them know when I'm digging. And when I'm close to done with digging, I'll say spark. And then I run the person that's digging into the boss room to spawn the boss. And then now we can damage the pillars. So you want to rotate your debuffs. That's why I took some time so I could have this ready. I don't need it right now, but I'll use it for the next one. My speed is still on off cooldown, but basically we're just killing these pillars with range. They're going to be mobs that spawn, that run after you, and they'll push you back. And if you fall into the lava, you die. If you fall off this tiny little thing, you die. Which is why I love this instance so much, because there's so many fun puzzles. But our BM here, his job is to keep them stunned, so that they can't push anyone off. We've gotten a pretty good rotation. We kind of know what's going on. I can't really reach this one, except for a couple of skills. So I'm going to immune. I'm going to telejump and kill it. And then you have to kill this FMI summoner. So you get PM'd by the mobs when they're going to push you back. So I'm just going to get spam PMs now when I pull aggro from them. But that thing's dead, everything despawns. The boss is still running. If you're too slow, the boss... Wow, we did that really quickly. There's the boss. He's got a leading blue edge. Once he gets there, it'll slow you. Once you get close to the boss, you'll die. So you want to do this really quickly, and then you just run to the side here, and you wait for the boss to come. I'm going to switch to my Stormbringer, put her on her mount, and put her in position to wait in the room before she just comes down the corridor. So this boss will come in, he'll walk across, go right there, and then despawn, spawn the rail boss, and we'll get ready to nuke it. So for this boss, it's imperative that you have a Stormbringer. Like you have to have a Stormbringer because it delays a lot of the boss mechanics. this video, I know I talked a lot about the mechanics, but I do not understand the mechanics of the last boss because I've always nuked it since the day it came out. We knew about the Stormbringer ultimate delaying certain mechanics of the boss for Uncharted Paradise. We applied that to this boss, and we just skipped the mechanics. I know that's not very helpful for people that aren't as high geared, but as long as you have rank 9, you can usually build a squad that'll be able to nuke it. And I'm sorry I can't give you more information, but that's what happens. We're going to use the Stormbringer ult, so I'm going to run the Stormbringer over. And, oh, sorry, my client looked like it was about to crash. Alright, I'm going to make sure, you'll see my nuke combo, but you need a BM for DG, Vino for amp, it's useful, Stormbringer ult, and Mangoes for DD, and me for DD. You can use a platoon combat potion for extra damage if you want to, like when I 4-man I usually use one. I'm kind of out. I'm also going to use this new little book that we got, Inspiration Aura. You get it just for logging in. Barb and cleric buffs. The cleric magic attack buff, it's pretty useful. Alright, let's see. I don't know if you can see the Stormbringer client, if it ever shows. Probably not. But basically, all I have to do is switch to her, and I've got a macro set up that's gonna spark and do all of her debuffs that's necessary. We're gonna DD the boss to 65 mil HP, because none of the mechanics happen until then. That gives me time to put Heart Shatter and Mind Shatter on the boss. We're already at 65. Stop, 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 stop! Oh shoot, this is gonna be close. Alright, I need to go now. Well, I don't know if this is gonna work because I wasn't ready. But hopefully it does. Yeah, it worked, alright. So I'm not the main DD when I have Soul Shatter. That's definitely the wizard. I only dealt a few million, but yeah, I forgot to triple spark. Anyways, that's how it works. Wow, we got too many drops. There we go. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, we got 2 4s. Alright, anyways, that's the whole DDH. Hope this wasn't too long. I might do another one with Fire Boss. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Alright.